So OpenAI just launched GPT-5.3 Codex just 1 hour after the launch of Cloud Opus 4.6, and this new GPT model is pretty insane. People are already creating some of the most insane games and apps using it, and it might just be our first big step towards AGI. Now, I don't have to tell you that the AI race is completely heating up, as we are now getting some of the most high-end model launches in the same day and within the same hour. So right now, the craze for the new AI models is insane. In this video, I am mainly going to be focusing on the practical use cases and some of the most insane things that people have been able to build using GPT 5.3 Codex. But we are also going to slightly focus on how GPT 5.3 actually compares to the new Opus 4.6 model from Anthropic. So first, let's look at this Minecraft clone video game that was created by a user named Angel using GPT 5.3. As you can see, the game here looks pretty good. The user is able to place blocks, remove blocks, and the map generation here is also very good. Now, AI models have been able to do this type of game generation for a long time now, but the thing here is that this whole video game generation was one-shotted by GPT 5.3 with just a single prompt. All of the functionality here is also very, very good, and everything was done with a single prompt. Now, the creator of this game also claims that he tried to do the same thing with Cloud Opus 4.6, but it got stuck and was not able to complete the game. So, to see how good Opus is, I wanted to compare how good of a video game generation Cloud Opus 4.6 can do on a Minecraft clone. So I used that AI model to write the code for this specific Minecraft game, as you can see right here. I have to tell you, to get this amount of correct code, I needed to give the AI model 2 prompts. I gave the AI model a first prompt to create the structure of the game, and thereafter, I gave another prompt to make the game just look better. From those simple prompts, this was the game that Cloud Opus 4.6 was able to create. Now, the character is able to move and all, but the movement here is pretty buggy. The game is working very slowly here, which makes the game kind of stupid. All the functionality of the game, like mining blocks and placing blocks, works really well, but the game is working very slowly. Given that the previous game that I showed you was created using just one prompt, it is pretty clear that OpenAI's new model takes the cake for this specific game generation. Here is another racing game that was created using GPT 5.3 Codex. As you can see, this game also looks good and has many functionalities. If we add some more textures to this game, this is going to be a really good playable game right here. Now, here is another comparison between Opus 4.6 and Codex 5.3. Here, the user basically asks both the AI models to create a rotating hexagon with a ball inside of it. These are the 2 hexagons that the AI models are able to generate. As you can see, both the simulations of Opus 4.6 and Codex 5.3 look very good, and they seem to follow the 2D physics here pretty well. However, the bounciness of the ball of Codex 5.3 is just much better here from that point of view. But I also like the tail of the ball that Opus 4.6 has created. So I have to say, these 2 models here are pretty similar. I can't really choose which model is the best here, so you can just write that down in the comments. Now, here is another 2D game that was created using GPT 5.3 Codex. As you can see, the game here looks really, really good. There are a lot of good textures for this specific 2D game. The thing here is that this game was also created with one shot. This type of game generation can be done specifically with Codex, as the AI model is also able to generate the images and the scripts to create video games like this, whereas the same cannot be done by Cloud Opus 4.6, as it does not have the image generation ability yet. So for generating 2D games, GPT 5.3 is just much better. And here is a Call of Duty clone that was done by Codex. Now, what I want you to specifically focus on in this video game generation is the functionality of the game. Just see how the aiming system works, the movement of the character, and the point counting system. You don't really need to focus on the textures because we can easily create textures and 3D models right now with other different AI models and put them in our game. So mainly what we need to do right now is to focus on the functionality and the features that the AI models are able to create. Now, here is another thing that the OpenAI 5.3 model is particularly good at. It created a 3D sand falling simulation with just a single prompt, which is really hard to do for any AI model or for any human. As you can see, everything here also looks very good, and the functionality here is also working well. The user is able to add sand, water, and stone to the simulation, and the simulation is going to interact with those objects. So the physics of the simulation here is also very good. Now, let me show you some charts specifically comparing the Cloud 4.6 Opus model with that of GPT 5.3. In this benchmark, as you can see, Cloud Opus 4.6 was claimed to be a state-of-the-art model by Claude, and it only scored 65.4% for Terminal Bench 2.0, whereas GPT 5.3 was able to do 77.3% on that same benchmark. So the lead of Anthropic was completely destroyed within 5 minutes. Here is another benchmark where GPT 5.3 Codex completely beats Opus 4.6. This is a specific benchmark calculating the average quality score and the average cost of the AI model. Here, as you can see, GPT 5.3 scores over 70%. And even here, just look at the improvement from GPT 5.2 to GPT 5.3. This right here is a lot. So the cost of the models has gone down a lot here. But what is happening is that the cost of the Opus models is increasing by a lot, from Opus 4.5 to Opus 4.6, and the improvement in their quality is really not that high. So overall, OpenAI completely destroys Claude. Here is another example of an insane thing that someone was able to accomplish using GPT 5.3. This person, by the name Alistair, explains, "I had one of those rare fall-off-your-chair moments yesterday working with Codex, our newest model, GPT 5.3 Codex. And here is the result. As you can see, this is the game that was created by Codex. The game here looks very, very good, and the functionality of the game seems to be very correct. Now here is a link on the tweet. By clicking it, I can probably go to the game section. So I'm just going to click here and see what kind of game this is. I have entered the game, and I seem to be able to move around pretty well using the WASD keys. I can even talk to people. As you can see, when I go to this person, I am able to talk to them, and the person says, "Good systems make an irritation feel fast." So this game here is very, very good. Now, there is this house which I can probably visit. This feels like one of those retro 2D games. Now, I cannot seem to enter the house because there is this text. Before machine learning, I started as a web developer at the university building a website for fun for local businesses. So this game seems to be a portfolio website for that specific person, and this genuinely seems very good. Anybody who has a portfolio like this will be sure to get attention from many people. Overall, this was also a very good game/portfolio website. Now, the choice here is pretty clear. Either you can choose GPT 5.3 Codex for coding, or you can choose Opus 4.6. But considering that the cost of GPT 5.3 is much lower than that of Claude Opus 4.6, I think I'm going to choose GPT 5.3 here. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.